Hello, I'm Frank Hanaway, and welcome to Big Journey, Small Steps. Well, today I'm feeling better and more comforted than I felt in about 6 weeks. I just came from seeing a place, an assisted living memory care place that is going to work out for my mother and is really a good choice. So she's still in rehab and she'll be there another 2 weeks. And more, I just had to admit to myself that I'm not going to be able to take care of her at home. If I, and even trying to do that it would be like trying to see how far I can go before I completely fall to pieces physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And it doesn't make sense. It's not. I'm going back. I finally got this place where I'm going back to what would my mother have done before Alzheimer's. And that's helped me a lot. And I have some indication even during Alzheimer's, because towards the end of my brother's life 5 years ago, my mother had started to open up to the idea that Arthur would have to go into a skilled nursing facility. And we actually looked at some places. And when he was in rehab when he passed away, but the plan was for him to go from there into a skilled nursing facility because we couldn't lift him and we couldn't take care of him and we couldn't keep him safe, even with help at the house, because we had somebody that came, but they're not there when you need them. If you need that kind of help, you need it 24 hours a day. And the cost of skilled nursing at home 24 hours a day is bumping up around $15,000 a month. I could do that for a while, maybe a couple of years, but I mean, it would severely deplete the resources. And Alzheimer's is very unpredictable, though we can kind of guess how long my mother has left. We don't know. We really do not know. So if it went on 4 years, I can't spend $15,000 a month for 4 years. And even trying to do it right now for a little while, it just doesn't make sense. Plus, your house is invaded. It's not going to be the same. You're going to have different faces all the time, which is one thing I'm starting to realize with my mother. She finds comfort in sameness. So at the rehab center, it's really hard because there are these shifts and the people change all the time. And, it's tough on her because she can't. It's just like all strangers, even though they may be the same strangers, but just when she gets used to one group, they're gone. So I also had looked at really the premium memory care center in this part of Hillsborough County, and it's 3/4 of a mile from the house, which was wonderful. And it was around $6,000 a month. And that was doable. But they had all these events and services. A lot of what you were paying for were a lot of things that my mother would absolutely hate. My mother was not a person to go play bingo. My mother was not a person to go on like shopping trips that didn't have a point. I mean, my mother went shopping to buy something specific. She didn't just go shopping for fun. My mother was always very practical, and I wanted to move into this place. It's called The Crossings. Like right away when I called the guy today and told him I wasn't interested, I said, if it was me, I'd be down there right this minute. It's on the river. My mother could care less about that. My mother never wanted to live on the river. My mother was born on the river, and she never had the love and awe for it that I have. And, that's what I'm saying. For me, it would have been great, but not so for my mother. And so anyway, at the rehab where my mother is, the social worker there said he knew of a couple private homes that had few beds. And he had one in particular he really, really liked, and he said it would be something he would consider for his family. So I got a meeting set up, and I went to see it today, and it was absolutely perfect for us. The house is a lot like our house. It's a 1960s ranch house with furniture in it that's from the 70s and 80s. And, it's the kind of, and 5 other ladies, only 6 beds, 5 other, with one person who has Parkinson's, and I think the rest are dementia or Alzheimer's patients. Sweetest little ladies you'd ever want to meet. There was a piano there. I went in and played the piano, and this one black lady got up and came in, and I started playing gospel music for her. She and I were getting down for a little bit, and she was strong in her church, and my mother will love her. And it felt like a family. It didn't feel like an institution. And are they going to go on shopping trips? No. They have activities for them to do there, and they keep them occupied. But my mother is very resistant to all that kind of thing. So I was just really pleased, and it was half the cost of the crossings. So, and that really wasn't what sold me. If it cost the same thing, I would have been equally excited, which made me feel good. But at around $3,000 a month, we're set. If my mother lives, another 10 years, I can handle that. I can make that happen and make her comfortable there. The lady who runs it is from the Philippines, and she told me her story. It's beautiful. Her kids are through college. Her husband is a dental hygienist. He was a dentist in the Philippines, and he's a dental hygienist here. She's not trying to make a fortune. She looks on this as her ministry. And she spent a lot of time working in the assisted living and memory care centers around town. She's worked at Hawthorne and Brandon. She became an administrator, a manager for those, for somewhere. I don't know which facility exactly. So she learned all the ropes, and then she decided she wanted one on her own where she could tailor it more to her clients. And at the same time, she was still managing another facility, and she just decided, her kids were through college, she just wanted to focus all her attention on this one place. And it felt loving. It didn't feel like a business. And I know it is a business, and that's all fine. I have nothing against people making money for what they do, and I don't quibble much about price for things. But I'm not a big fan of unbridled capitalism, and I see it so much in the nursing homes. We were always going there anyway, to nursing homes anyway, to retirement facilities, whatever we call them. We don't call them nursing homes anymore. But we've played sing-alongs at a number of places around here. And so I have a real feel for what they're like. And this place was special. The CNA, the lady is an RN that owns it. And then she has a CNA that's been with her for 17 years. So there's Sita saying hello. So anyway, I just was kind of bowled over, and I just felt so warm about it. And I thought, they'll be able to take care of my mom. And my mom will, maybe not at first, she might have to share a room. And then after that, she'll have a private room. And actually, then the woman said, well, I have this extra room, and she took me to see it. And she said, we really could go ahead and put your mom in here. It doesn't have a bathroom adjacent, but that isn't important right now with my mom because she's incontinent anyway. So anyway, I'm feeling much relieved. And until I walked out of there, I didn't really think about what it would mean to me. But for the past month, I've been back and forth to the hospital, twice a day to the hospital, and then had my sitter go too. And then I've been going every single day to the rehab place, and the sitter, I go in the morning, the sitter goes in the afternoon. I don't know that I'll know what to do with myself, but I probably will figure it out. I'll get back to making more videos. So that's where we are, and I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay. There are no perfect solutions, but I'm pleased. So, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for spending time with me. From the bottom of my heart, I like to wish you peace and joy.